do that day.
Tell what?
Good evening out there in YouTube land. I hope y'all are having a good day today.
I thought you were going to go, good morning, Vietnam.
No. We're not in Nam.
I was going to say, it's not morning time yet either.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good evening, YouTubers. So I hope and I pray all of my mods is on their toes tonight.
Their tippy toes.
I'm gonna leave that alone, So, and I want to say hello, Dana B. What life? Be charming. Me and you got a problem. Bubble. Because me and the wife were sitting here earlier talking about some good, thick, juicy burgers. And hey, I'm sorry, around here, the damn hamburgers is being ran over by steamrollers. They flat. So you'll have to take at least 5 of them to make one good juicy one, if juice is still in them. And I don't care who you are, the best hamburger is homemade.
Oh, yeah.
Sassy Cat, hello, lady. I hope you are having a good one.
Hey, Lake. Good to see you.
Oh, yeah, she is in here. Good evening, Miss Lake. Let me see. Where did that go?
What life did you, and you're not sharing?
Wait a minute. What is she not sharing?
No, what life? He grilled some burgers and sausages.
What life? Unless you got enough of everybody in here, I don't want to hear nothing about no burgers. And wait a minute, Shanoa, you supposed to be at work. Okay, B. Charmer says she's got one extra for us. But that's the bad thing. I don't know where you live, so that's out of the question.
Down in Florida. It's too hot in Florida.
Oh, God. Anything past South Carolina border is too hot for me.
What's everybody's temperature today? It wasn't too bad. It got in the 80s, but we actually had a good breeze.
My thermometer right now is sitting on about 78, 79.
Yeah, that's mine right there.
Now, they're talking this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I think 90 for Saturday and 93 for Sunday. All I got to say is my fat tail staying in the house. Unless I do it before the sun comes up.
Yeah, I'm probably after this live, I'm probably going to get my 5-gallon bucket and go out there and pick a bunch of tomatoes.
Why don't you do a video on fried green tomatoes?
I haven't fried it in green tomatoes yet.
What I just said, do a video on fried green tomatoes.
Well, maybe in a couple weeks. I still have tomatoes ripening. The very first run of tomatoes, it's
good God.
You don't pick any green ones because you want them red ones. and then toward the end of the season, you want that last big red tomato, so you kind of don't mess with the green ones yet.
Lake Ferry, how much did Big Bertha weigh? And What Life said it got up to 92 where she's at. Autumn Leaf says
Uh,
103.
what life is a guy?
Yeah, I know. What did I say?
You called him a her.
Oh, hell. Sorry, what? I do apologize. Hell, as many damn streams we've been on together, you would have figured I'd know the difference.
Yeah. Who is this she?
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah, I got so many Roma tomatoes that it's going to be fun. And I watched a video today, and it's a very good idea because I only have one pot, and it's only enough for 5 quarts of tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce, rather. So I can only do 5 quarts at a time. So it gets very time consuming because you make the sauce and then you put it in the jars. And then you got to put it in another pot to pressure cook it, or not pressure cook it, but water bath it, because I use lemon juice. So I have to, pressure cook them, and it just gets too time consuming.
I'm going to address something right quick. And the only reason I'm saying this is because Shanoa's kind of family. Her and my brother are a couple, my real brother. So, Shanoa, it ain't that I have you on block. It's because me and the old telephone company had a go round. And now I have switched phones, new carrier, everything. And I'm still in the process of learning this phone. So give me a little time and you'll get it. So there, enough said for that.
Yeah, I've had people tell me, "Oh, you can't make spaghetti sauce off of them tomatoes because they're too watery, or they got too many seeds in them, or whatnot." I just made mine out of purple Cherokee tomatoes, and it's a darker sauce, but oh man, it was so good. I I probably ate about 5 slices of bread after, because there was some left over, and I was just dipping it in there and eating the sauce.
Now, TJ Katz, when you freeze your tomatoes and go thaw them out, doesn't that give them a little bit more water in them? I mean, I don't know.
You don't.
Tomatoes just don't freeze in my house. They don't make it that far.
Well, it is a good way to do that, because uh, the if you don't do the me I got lazy and did the immersion blender thing, so I don't bother with the skins. I core them and then chop them in about 4 chunks and put them in the pot. And then start cooking them, and then once they start cooking, that's when I hit it with the immersion blender, so I don't have to worry about the skins and most of the seeds, because it'll actually dissolve the seeds too. And I don't have one of those things that you can get all the seeds out. The food mill, I think a tomato mill or whatever it's called.
I've done a lot of tomatoes and stuff like that. I think I would invest in one, but
Yeah,
I don't do that. Yeah, I don't do enough tomatoes to do that.
I was shocked. I got 45 pounds off of the first picking.
Well,
And they were so and I couldn't wait any longer because we had that rain for a week, and they were splitting because they were so juicy. So I couldn't wait. So I had to, and then I soaked them overnight in a sink full of water and a little vinegar. That way it takes off any of the film and gunk that's from the skies.
Mm. How can you get that stuff off your food? Or can you? Because I thought once it falls on your food, it penetrates and goes into it.
Yeah, I don't think you can all the way because there's just no way because it rains.
Uh, uh, I'm going to say something. It'd probably get me in a little bit of trouble. Me and Bushcraft was kind of talking about a little bit of it in the back room earlier, right before the show. I've always wondered why our bag lettuce and greens were being contaminated so much. And I found out. I thought it was in California, but it probably ain't. It was out in the Midwest. They grow acres and acres of lettuce,
Oh, just not lettuce. It's all the leafy greens,
Yeah,
spinach, all that stuff, cabbage.
but it's like 25 yards or feet. I'm not for sure about that.
A dirt
Close.
road. That's all it divides. That is a dirt road.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in Yuma.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay. But what it is, it's beside a cattle's waste field.
Well, they. It's not really waste field. It's just the farm because these farms there's cattle one next to each other. I mean, they're crammed in these cages, and they move them from one pin to the next pin, and then they spray their poop and all that other stuff into the irrigation, which goes into water our lettuce and cabbage and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, so, when I saw this the other day, it kind of made my mind up. I'll never buy bagged greens again, period. If I'm going to have a salad, I'm going to buy the head of it, head lettuce or whatever.
Yeah, iceberg.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
I can't.
And it's that too. It's just not from that place. It happens when like certain states have laws to where if you get cow manure or horse manure, it has to be tested. And this is for big farms that supply food for people. And it has to be tested. And if it doesn't get tested, it could have E. coli, all that kind of stuff in it. So when it goes to these farms and it it gets mixed in with the soil and whatnot, then you're just spreading it right straight to the plant.
So you just better making it yourself.
Yeah, and that's the thing is when you lettuce, you can't cook it to get rid of this stuff because you could, but that's not the point of having a salad. It's not supposed to be it's not supposed to be cooked, so you can't get rid of those salmonella and E. coli and stuff like that. You expect the farmer to make sure it's not in there. And it's not even that. It's these workers that work in these places that put it in bags and put it in these little fancy tubs and things. They go to the bathroom and take a leak, then come back out and chop and stick it in the bag or stick it in those containers. You just got E. coli from because he didn't wash his hands when he came out of the bathroom. It's so many different things.
Now, Dana B posted last night. I heard her talking about buying frozen spinach. So is that okay?
If you cook it. And I want to talk about this so bad because it's very important.
Go for it.
Yeah, I know you can't talk about it because the professor guy that sends me this information says be careful because a lot of people who voice this out gets blackballed from media and all kinds of other places.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So in other words,
but the thing is, everybody keeps telling me that Netflix had this stuff on here, the same stuff that I've been talking about. And you remember, it's been about a year ago when I told you about the hamburger. Yeah. Remember when I was going to do a video about the hamburger, the tubes and stuff? That's when I first started getting into this, and then found out where the beef comes from and stuff like that. And that's that one. And I put that video out, and it completely got deleted as soon as I put it out. And then I put it on Rumble. Rumble took it off, and it's supposed to be, oh yeah, Rumble's supposed to be freedom of speech and all that stuff. And no, Rumble is starting to turn its way to like YouTube and other social media. It's that money thing.
It was just a matter of time. They said that to get everybody over there, and then when they figured out what they was really talking about, they had to change the rules. I'll put it like that. And as far as buying hamburger in tubes, now way before any of this ever come out, or before 2018, let's put it like that. Me and the wife never bought hamburger in tubes for the simple fact we did one time.
Did you find something?
Oh, quite a few things I did not want.
Yeah.
And ever since then, if I can't see the meat that I'm buying, I will not buy it. Plain simple.
Yeah. And the thing is, and that's not the bad thing that you find stuff that's in the tubes. It's the fact that meat, a pound of meat, they say has at least 40 different cows in that pound of meat, because they take all the scraps and everything from all the cuts and stuff from all the cows, and they all grind it up together. And
so
that's the main reason why everybody gets sick from beef. It's not the rest of the cow, it's the ground beef, because if there's E. coli on a steak, once you put it, because it's not inside the steak, it's on the steak. Once you put that steak on the grill or the skillet, you fry the E. coli out of it, so it's gone. But if you take that steak and grind it up with all the other beef, you just mixed it with all that beef and you contaminated the whole line of ground beef. And there's no way of tracking which cow was sick, which cow had a cold or whatever. It could be a sore on a cow that didn't get cut off and it got ground up with the rest of the ground beef. It's just the fact that you find horse manure or cow manure in tubes of hamburger, ears, you know,
So
hairs from the cow. You can a lot of times you can tell what color the cow was.
Mm.
So, in other words, it sounds like they shovel up what was thrown on the floor into a tube, more or less.
Well, they put it in the bin.
Yeah.
Because they're in big old bins, and then they get squished into these tubes, or it's on the little flat piece of styrofoam.
Yeah.
They hold it up on this thing and it spits it out, and they go like that, and then they wrap it and move it down. So you don't know what's in that.
You know, coming up, yeah, and I'm talking when I was about 5 in that area, Mama would make hamburgers or meatloaf, something like that, and she would pinch off, raw hamburger, put a little salt on it, and eat it. No,
I wouldn't do that now.
I stopped doing that now. No.
Yeah. I mean, they said it was bad in the 80s or the 70s doing that. Oh, don't eat raw meat. That you'll get worms and all this.
What life? I'll eat a damn raw hot dog in a heartbeat. I'm sorry. I know there's mixed
hot dogs aren't raw.
Well, without cooking them.
Well, they're already cooked.
Well, it don't make no difference. I consider them raw. Okay.
Yeah.
Not boiled or fried.
Not boiled or fried. Straight out the pack and eat them. I'll eat one like that in a heartbeat. But now, if you want to talk about hot dogs, I've got to have my hot dog fried. There's something about a boiled hot dog that, to me, just don't taste right.
Well, you got to season the water. I mean, good hot dogs, they actually put beer in it and boil it with it.
What is that? Beer brocks? Is that what you call it? No,
it's just they just Nathan's used to do it. I don't know if they still do or not.
That's what Brian gets from Nathan.
Yeah. He gets, what's that other brand of hot dog? It's supposed to be the best.
Oscar Mayer?
No, hell no. I said
Oscar Mayer. You remember that
commercial?
My baloney has a first name.
It's OSCAR.
Yeah. I miss commercials. One of my favorite commercials when I was growing up was that dang chuck wagon.
Oh man, what?
It go and the dog would chase them all over the place.
Yeah. But I will admit, okay, it used to be a pizza commercial. It was the best commercial I have ever seen to date. This man comes in the house and a piece of cheese from the pizza gets stuck on the door when he shuts it. And as he's going through every room in the house, there's a string of cheese. And he's toward the end, he sets that box of pizza on the baby's high chair with the baby in it. Yep.
Yeah.
Baby goes flying.
Yeah, the baby goes flying, and you can hear the baby laughing like, "Hey, this is fun."
Yeah, that was Super Bowl. When Super Bowl commercials, it used to be a big thing. Now it's like, oh, what's going to be, the thing now?
Well,
or the halftime show. You remember when the halftime show used to be something really good?
Yeah.
Now it's like,
Nothing.
oh, remember when?
Okay.
It's
But you're right. I mean, I used to watch Super Bowls just to see the commercials. Now I watch the commercials just to see the Super Bowl because commercials ain't shit no more.
yeah, and you watch football games to watch the football. You don't watch it for um, political things or you know social things that's
What's
going on, and there's so much stuff taken away from the sporting events now because that it
it is?
used to be a sporting event. Now it's
Well, you're right. Sports is
everything's
not
yeah.
what it used to be, And Michael Jordan, before he went pro, he played for North Carolina. Okay.
Mhm.
The college back then, that was basketball.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, oh my God, that man had some hang time.
I figured you'd be a Duke guy.
I'll smack you. I'll smack that cap right off there. Now, I will say this. My daughter is Duke. She
Oh
really is, And I will admit, Duke does have a good team. Okay. But I'm Carolina fan.
I really don't know anymore because it's gotten so bad that I don't even follow um,
I don't either.
college sports much anymore.
I don't either. Not no
It,
more. Since they moved the four out of the southern states, it's not basketball like it used to be.
yeah,
You know. And to me, the South is what made the four. Okay, I can't think of the name of it. As much as I used to watch basketball and everything, but since they took that away from us, it's not basketball. It really ain't.
yeah.
You know.
And that used to be a big thing, um, March Madness. It
Oh God, yeah.
used to be such a big thing, and it's like I don't even want to hear it now because it's not about basketball anymore. It's about oh, what race this person is. Who cares? Just play. You play
Play the damn game and get it
yeah,
over. Yeah, if you've got issues, handle it off court.
yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, but we come to watch the damn game. We didn't come to watch a bunch of damn pansies cry because they had a broke toe or a
Oh yeah.
sprained finger. Yeah, I
Or
know. I know.
or it's a little too hot in the stadium, so I'm gonna pass out. LeBron James.
When you
uh,
sign that damn contract to play ball, then take that into consideration. Come on, grow up, get a life.
mhm. And that's one thing they compare uh, Michael Jordan with LeBron James, and LeBron James thinks he's the best player.
Now he is good.
You ask Jordan that he'll say no. He's not the best player, even though I know he knows he is, but he doesn't say that. And one thing that sets him apart is when there was a playoffs in Miami. The something with the AC, it wasn't cold
Working.
enough, and it was like 74 degrees, 75 degrees in the stadium, and he's over there having people fan him, and he can't go on, and he had a bad game and whatnot, and he blamed it on the heat. Michael Jordan had 106 temperature with the flu and won a game in the playoffs. That's the difference in the two. You can't be the world's best if you can't get past 70-degree weather.
Look, 70-degree weather, I'll play my ass off in that damn weather. I love it. If you play to get warm, okay? You want to cool off, they'll bench you for a little bit, to where you freezing. Then you get back out on the court and warm up. It ain't like going into 80, 90-degree weather playing. You can't cool off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but when you put your name on that dotted line, you got to think about all this stuff, and if you still sign the dotted line, that's it. Now, NC State, years ago, they had one hell of a team. Sorry about that. Because to break it down to the final 8 every year, the State was in there. And then when the coach, I'm going to say, now, don't quote me on this, Valvano, if I'm pronouncing his name, he was the coach at the time. And I'm thinking he passed with cancer, But ever since then, maybe once or twice, State has made it to the playoffs. They used to be Carolina, Duke, State. There was a couple more. And it was a battle, a true battle. Now, Carolina, they was the fastest players out there on the court. Each team had their own.
Grace. She took her 4 different boyfriends in Nick games and
lost.
Lost 4 times. You better not say that too much.
But I mean,
yeah, Knicks and Bulls in the 80s and 90s.
Oh,
Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
Stark. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Wake Forest was another one.
I didn't like Stark at all, though.
Now, before we got what we call satellite TV today, we had the grandfathers, the 12-inch power clips and stuff like that. I used to install them. And there was a team from out in California. And they did not show this on regular TV, but you had to watch it on true satellite. There was a woman in the stands. In order to get an applause, she would lift her shirt up and the stand, everybody in there would clap. So every time they made a certain team made a basket, she'd raise her shirt up. And, I thought for sure they were going to ban her from coming in, but no, They kept her. But that's when satellite was satellite back then. And you can take those satellites now, and if you can get them running and hook up, you can still get, let's say, an free cable, because there are satellites up there that are still broadcasting up there. And a lot of people don't know that. There. So I'm through talking about that before I get into a whole lot of trouble. Yeah, after number 3, don't race no more in stock car. Now, Mama used to be a big stock car fan. It's not, I don't know. Sports is not sports like it used to be, plain and simple. They done added way too much rules for this and that and so forth. You know. Yep, I do remember that. Harvest Mary Moon, do you remember at a NASCAR race a tire flew into the stands?
That's
Yeah.
North Carolina, wasn't it?
Yeah, I want to say it was in Charlotte. The fence wasn't high enough. And that the next year they raised the height of the fence.
You remember JoJo Dancer, I think it was?
I've heard the name, but I cannot remember.
Where Richard Pryor played the guy who, when he first started
Racing.
driving. I think it was JoJo Dancer. I'm not sure. Something like that.
I remember
well, that was a good movie.
Yeah. He went and bought him an old piece of junker, and he fixed it up to a race car. And I think he was running dirt track to begin with. Then he went professional.
Well, everybody was at first, and then that's when they started going on what is now Indy and stuff like that.
Yeah, but dirt track racing. If there is any dirt track fields out there left, you get a chance to go.
Oh, those are fun.
Oh man,
I used to race one in Phoenix. That was fun.
I heard on the news a little while back ago that they was opening up a dirt track race, a dirt track, and I cannot remember where it was. Everything, and I've got to say, I heard Mama and Daddy talking about. Are you fucking kidding me?
It wasn't me.
Oh, no, I see who it is. It's my son. Sorry. Hold on.
I got a kitty cat back here.
But it's up in the mountains is where it's at. And they just opened it up. I think it was last year. Man, it was a sellout. People who went there could not even sit down. It was so damn packed. And I wish I could think of the name of it.
Oh, look, there's a strange man in chat.
Holy cow.
Oh, I should say a strange little man.
You got to slack up on him about his height. Okay, Prepping 101. Would you like to have a link? Because we kind of dying up in here tonight. But well, hell, it's going on 8 o'clock, 20 till 8. So, damn.
Yeah, I was never into the Indy, the NASCAR thing or anything like that. It just sitting. I've sold, hot dogs and pop and stuff like that at those places, but to sit there and watch that for hours and hours, I don't know. It's not that appealing. It's like going to the freeway and watching cars go by.
All right, 101. I understand. I think the biggest sports that I truly got into in my time was boxing. That's when Ali and Frazier and all them were up in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care where I was, I'd be watching the boxing game. But and I call them the five, when they quit, boxing wasn't boxing,
Well, I like at first. Tyson. Tyson was, oh man, he wrecked people.
Now, wait a minute. Okay. I may piss you off with this, but I don't mean to. Tyson was good in his type of boxing. Okay.
Oh,
Now, Tyson, my opinion, was not really a boxer. He was more of a street fighter with gloves on. But you put Tyson in the ring with Ali at his prime. Tyson was boxing at Ali's
yeah.
level. Ali would have tore his ass up.
Yeah.
And so would Frazier and the rest of them.
I don't know about Frazier because they were almost the same type because they both had that's their big power swings.
Yeah.
But Ali, I think, would have wrecked him because Ali was too smart. You'd have seen what he done to Foreman.
Now, wait a minute. Now, wasn't it Ali and Foreman fighting when Ali got his jaw broke and he come back in? Was it?
Ali did the rope-a-dope
Right.
in Africa, and Frazier actually broke his jaw.
Okay.
Which one? The one he lost, and then Ali came back and stomped him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
He had his jaw broke another time too, and that's when it went really big. You can tell it was broke. I forget who that was.
Now I know he had his nose broke.
Oh yeah, that's normal for boxing.
Oh hell yeah, a broken nose and a blackened eye.
Yeah,
that's normal. But what I'm saying is,
oh yeah,
sports is not sports like it used to be.
And it used to be Cassius Clay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people does not like Ali or Cassius Clay for what he dodged. Okay.
Yeah. And we don't really know if he dodged it or it was religious. And that was his right to not go because of his religion. But there's a lot of people who went anyway, even if it was against their religion. You know what I mean? So it's all how you interpret it, I guess.
Well, I will say this right here, and I've said it a couple of times. This goes to every veteran out there who is currently in service right now or who has done their term. I salute each and every one of y'all. And if I could, I would shake each and every one's hand personally.
And especially the ones that are stationed on the Black Sea right now.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
But, I'm going to leave it alone at that. I just salute each and every one of y'all.
Yeah. I mean, say, I don't like to say it, but if something was to happen like, World War II, Vietnam or whatever, when you had celebrities, a good amount of the celebrities went. Some of them, like
Bob
did
Hope.
concerts and stuff, but a lot of them served whatever range it was. But if something happened now, do you think the celebrities now would go?
Hell, no, I'm leaving that alone.
I mean,
Bob Hope was the best in that category. Period.
Yeah, but he didn't serve. He did concerts and stuff.
No,
that was real good stuff.
Shows.
I'm not saying I'm talking about the ones that actually enlisted, went to boot camp, got their head shaved, and all that stuff. Like Elvis Presley, he did.
Yeah.
And there are some that refused and they left the country so they didn't have to. And
Well, the
they're
next one coming up, you're not going to be able to escape. You know, I don't want to see it happen, but
oh no,
it is and it will. You know,
yeah, there's always going to be
I, yeah, ever since the beginning of time, ever since Cain and Abel, there will be a war until the end. And, you know, but this next one coming up, I really don't think there's going to be as much gunfire going on. You know, it's going to be press a button here and there, and that's going to be it.
I don't know. That's
Nobody does, not really.
it's hard to say because of the way there's a lot of money to be made on this country, and I don't think destroying it would. It would take somebody that doesn't care about making money or having that power to hit buttons like that. And that's what's scary about somebody being in office that has a hard time walking up and down stairs. It's not that they don't care about the other countries and our country and whatnot. It's they're not all there, that they don't have a rationate thought in their brain, you know. Oh, if I push this, then they're going to push their buttons, and then we won't have anybody no more.
You know, if, and I'm saying if, it comes down to a draft, in which that's borderline in there. I think my opinion is everybody who is behind bars need to go first, straight up. You know, and so forth down the line like that.
They won't never do that. That's
Well, I mean,
they give options to, like during Vietnam, they gave options to certain, nothing that was you know, when you delete somebody, it was nothing like that, or did something to women or kids type things. I'm not going to say what it is, but you know, they didn't offer that, but stuff, other kind of things they offered. Hey, if you enlist, then we'll expunge this, and you won't have to come back to jail, basically. Okay. So they gave them and believe it or not, a lot of them stayed in jail.
Well, I mean, that's
the thing. They won't force it. They'll ask.
But you see, it's like, you know, it's like I said, this next one is going to be extremely bad. We all know it. Okay.
None of they're all bad.
They are, but this is going to be the worst one.
Yeah.
You know,
the thing, most of them, and we did have people die when we sent people over to Iraq because a president said there were things that could hurt other countries, and there was never anything found. And that's the bad part of going to our soldiers and our people going out and dying for something that our leaders lie about. I can see
I mentioned
going
something
to
about
help a country because they have a bad
All
leader
right, that's
and
it.
they're treating them really bad. That I could see us going over and to help somebody, but when our leaders lie about something so they can get a cheaper deal on oil, that's a totally different thing. Because I don't think I don't agree in any war
No,
unless
I
it,
don't agree
yeah.
with it either. You know, now I mentioned something earlier about our servicemen. I meant servicemen and women, but there is a force behind them, and it's called families. They go through more shit than normal
Oh yeah.
families do. And I also commend those people also. You know, uh, I'm kind of going to leave that. But, just, and it's, servicemen, police also, and firemen, you know, families
Oh
like
yeah.
they go through hell. And I commend each and every person, period.
Yeah. They talk about how bad police are and stuff. Imagine the families of those police officers that go out and do this stuff and waiting for them. It's 10 o'clock and your husband or wife is supposed to come home. You don't get no call. It's 11, 12 o'clock. Um, that person's going through hell worrying about
Yeah.
their family member, and you got people out there and defunct. Oh, I almost said it. You know, the thing with the police, um, and saying how bad they are and they're this and that, and they they never think about the actual person behind who they're calling these names and stuff.
Well, see, I've, I'm going to leave this alone. But I commend each and every one of y'all,
Oh
family, everybody.
yeah, and that irritates. I I had
It goes
and
past that for me.
this wasn't first responder or an ambulance or a cop or anybody, but there was a school bus. And I pull over to the side because the stop sign comes up, and I see a car coming um, really fast, and these kids are getting off. So I pulled my truck catty corner so he couldn't get past me, and he's
Thank you,
screaming and
Donna.
hollering at me like this, and um, he still doesn't even see that there's a bus there with kids running back and forth, and the bus goes to leave, and the bus driver waves at me and says thank you, and then I went along my way, and this guy's still screaming and hollering like 2 miles down the road. And still he probably would never even seen that bus because he was too busy speeding on down the road. And that's I, I hate when I hear a siren and I can see, in my rear view mirror or ahead of me that there's an ambulance or a fire truck or something. Why people don't pull over? Oh, I have to hurry up and get past this red light so I don't get stuck in it. And they block traffic. And so that emergency vehicle has to stop and beep, 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 and tell the people to move out of the way.
Yeah.
And they complain about having to pull over and wait. But if
It could be one of your family members they going after.
well, if it was at their house, there's an emergency at their house, they would complain why that ambulance or fire truck took so long. They would be the first ones complaining about it.
Well, I know this ain't talking about a war, but it would be to me. You let me be behind a school bus and see somebody run a stop school bus sign. By God, I will put my car out of commission to wreck that one in a damn heartbeat. And I don't give a damn what the consequences would be. Think about it. You could have a young kid walking out from behind the school bus or whatever and get hit. Hell yeah, I'll sacrifice my vehicle to make that person pay.
Yeah, they'll actually, kids a lot of times will get off the school bus at the front and run toward the back and then cut off and go across the street. So you don't know if there's somebody come from behind that bus.
Exactly.
Even when the school bus takes off, I wait and see if there's anything going on.
Yeah.
Because kids don't realize how dangerous vehicles are. They just want to hurry up and get home and play Nintendo.
Well, used to, and God, I hated this with a passion, to get behind the damn school bus. I hated that. But when a school bus stopped and let somebody off, I would cross that yellow line, just keep somebody from passing.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I was an asshole at that time.
Oh, I was nice. I which probably made things worse. He's screaming, calling me all kinds of different names. And I'm like waving at him and shaking my head.
Well, at that time, I would throw a peacemaker up on the dash and sit back like, okay, now what?
Hey, you can't do that nowadays.
Yeah, I know, but back then you could. Okay. Plain simple.
Yeah.
So damn much shit has changed in the last, 10 years, give or take.
Oh, yeah. Probably 20.
Yeah. But back then.
The last 10 is really bad, though.
Yeah. I'm going to say it started in the last 20. The last 8 to 10 is, well, I can't say that. But I will say in the last 3.5 years, it has really gotten to be the worst.
I don't know if it's gotten worse or you just pay attention to it more.
Yeah. It's probably because we're getting older and we are thinking more now as an elder person than we was when we were younger. But I do remember when I went to school, the people who lived within a 3 to 5 mile radius would either get picked up by parents or they would walk home. Mm-hmm. School buses were only for the ones that lived in the county. I'll put it like that. And now, oh hell, I'm sorry. Damn young and get on a school bus and go a block, 2 blocks.
Yeah.
And in a matter of speaking, I can understand that because I don't know if I ought to say this or not, but so many young people are disappearing. Okay.
And I don't know if that'd be the reason or not.
Well, in my mind, my kid's not walking to or from school. Oh. I'll either pick them up or I will walk with them.
Oh yeah, I drove and I got crap for it all the time because I live up on a hill. So when it snows, it's slickery.
Yeah.
And they got mad because I didn't take my kids to school. I said, well, they'll be there as soon as my road gets cleared and I feel it's safe to take my kids to school. That has nothing to do with it. You have to go to
do shit.
Yeah.
I mean, plain simple. Don't tell me. If they get a mark, then they get a mark. But
Yeah.
at
And
least,
actually, I actually had to go to court because they were tardy, not for for the day or anything, for minutes. They were 15 minutes late because my road didn't get cleared in time. So that's the only time they didn't go to school. Or it's just me. I don't send my kids to school if it's their birthday. I let them stay home on their birthday. Ooh, that's so horrible.
yeah.
And I would get reported for it and all kinds of stuff. Because now, like if you are 5 minutes late, they count that as a half a day.
Yeah. They do.
Like then what's the use of them being there if they're not getting counted for that half a day? And it's all business now. They could care less if the person would get hurt on the way to school or not. They just want them being there so they can count and get that money for that kid for the year. The school, I'm glad my kids are done out of school. A little late there for that, Jeff.
Yeah, well, I'm fixing to say something. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Fixing to say something. Mods, please, I don't care who it is or what it is. But as it says in that disclaimer, I put up extremely late. I want respect in chat. There are some in there who is not showing it. And mods, if you have to hide them or whatever, this is your first warning. Your second warning, you will be hidden from here on out. You can get pissed at me all the hell you want. It will not be the first time people has been pissed at me, and it damn sure won't be the last. And I will have respect. Thank you. I'm done with that one for now.
Yeah, but if I had kids now, there would be no way I'd put them in school. They'd be all homeschooled.
Exactly.
And I suggest that to my kids. I can't tell them anything because that's their. I said if it was me, I wouldn't have kids. I wouldn't have the kids in school nowadays. It was bad enough when they were going to school.
Well,
I don't see it any better.
Well, I'm gonna say
the way things are right now. I don't see it any better.
Well, I'm gonna say something I've never said to anybody. When I was going to school, I was bullied by my teachers. My teachers started the shit, okay? Because I'd always get blamed for stuff I did not do. That was all the way up to the fourth grade. I decided to change. If I'm going to be blamed for it, then when they blamed me, I did it straight up. And it got to the point that I would chew a teacher out real damn fast. Because hell, I already knew I was going to get my ass whooped, by the teacher. And then again, when I got home, I already knew that. So I prepared myself. And there was one teacher in the fifth grade. Her name was Miss Williams.
Good night, Pamela.
She was a big teacher. When she whooped you, bend over, grab your ankles. Well, when that wooden board come across your tail, your ass got raised up off the floor.
Yeah.
A few licks.
I've been paddled by a lot of different, and it's weird. You would think every school would have the just the normal board type paddle, but I've seen a lot of different variations to cause more pain in that rear end. I've seen them with holes in it. I've seen them
Yeah.
with thumbtacks that stuck out a little bit, so you would get the feeling. I also seen I've been paddled with it that had two of them put together and springs in the middle of it, so when it hits you, it goes.
Wow. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I mean, her paddle was every bit of an inch thick and about 2 inches wide and probably 6 inches long. Okay. And to date, till I ended school, that woman right there, when she whooped you, you knew it. And the last thing you did was show tears, because if you showed a tear, that means that she won. And she told on the first lick, I turned around, looked back at her, and I said, the mosquitoes are biting here lately, ain't they? Well, that was a mistake, because I think she started putting everything she had into that swing. The paddle broke, period. But it was then, I kept to myself. I didn't say nothing to nobody. I always I ain't going to say always, but the clothes I had was not up to date. I did not wear Reeboks, was a trend. I didn't like them.
Pump.
I didn't have the up to date clothes that everybody else had, but I had clothes. The teachers picked on me, and they are the worst instigators in a school.
Oh, yeah.
They worse than the kids are. So if you got a kid going to school and they are complaining about their teacher, please take your kids aside. They know what's going on in school. It is a code. They cannot say what's going on. If they do, they get the shit beat out of them by other students. So,
well,
go ahead and drop it.
I am.
I mean, that's another reason. If I had kids in school, I'd homeschool them. Plain simple, in a heartbeat.
Oh, I can't really talk about this because you can't say this, but I always said, go to your teacher. Nothing's done. Go to your guidance counselor, because that's usually who you're supposed to talk to next. And then if that doesn't, then talk to the principal. If that doesn't happen, then you take it into your own hands. I don't care what you have to do.
Exactly.
You can
hit the wrong button. What hit the wrong button? Now, my son was having a problem in the 5th grade. There was a kid messing with him. And I told my son, I said, tell teacher 3 times. I said, after that 3rd time, if nothing happens, then if you have to pick up a chair, a hammer, or whatever, you take care of the problem. I said, I will stand behind you.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I got a phone call.
Well, I had older kids that would stand up for the younger ones. So that wasn't too big of an issue. And my older kids never had an issue with it. But when my older kids were out of school, that's when my youngest son got bullied a lot. And that's what I told him. I said, I don't care what you do. You've been down the road, you report, and nothing gets done, then it's time to stand up for yourself.
Yeah. My daddy always told me, he said, if the person is bigger than you, pick up a stick and equalize it.
Well, yeah, I wasn't going to say this on
I don't give a shit.
YouTube because you're not supposed to say that stuff.
Well,
I know what you mean.
give me an X. I don't give a shit.
We are peaceful people.
Yeah.
Most of us anyway. But come on, think about it. We're talking about our kids, okay?
Oh yeah.
And just like any damn good red-blooded parent, I want to say something else. They want the best for their youngins. If their youngins is being picked on and nobody is doing nothing about it, it's time to get involved.
Oh yeah. Just there's a thing that was going on with on TikTok. They were asking these groups of women, and one woman even has a baby in her hand. And I hate to say it, but I hope it wasn't hers. But they ask, would you kill for your child? And they go, I don't know. And I'm shocked at this. A mother.
Yeah, that's shocking.
I could see this coming from, a lot of the men nowadays, but I was shocked that the women were hesitating and whatnot. I even made a short video of it. I'm like,
back in my day, a woman would have been the very first person you had to deal with.
You could give birth. You carry this baby for 9 months, and you hesitate. It's like, and there's some that say, "Oh, I don't know if I could do that," and I'm like, "What's wrong with this?"
I definitely would for my family and loved ones. 100%.
And most of the people that commented say,
no question,
it could be the neighbor's kid down the road that you don't even know who it is. They would do it for their kids.
I would too.
B. Charmin said something, and I highly agree with her 1,000%. We are peaceful people until we aren't.
Definitely. I like that one.
Well, good evening, Prepping 101. How are you doing tonight?
He's probably been talking the whole time and he's been muted.
Oh, man, I do that all the time. Don't feel bad. I give a whole dialogue and realize I'm muted. But coming up, man, I caught it both ways. I was always
hearing me, right?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
We are now.
Fucking headphones weren't working.
Blaming on the headphones.
And then I had to let Casey out. Anyway, I got shit to show you tonight on my stream. Got some points to make, and I'm a little pissed because of what I've watched.
Now, has it got anything to do with news?
I mean, it's the consequences of what we've been going through for the past 3 years. So kind of, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, then there's Hawaii, but that's neither here nor there.
I feel for them people.
Oh, yeah, the thing in Hawaii. Yeah.
I still never understand why people thought it was a good idea to build houses next to giant holes in the earth that spit hot rock. Sure, prime real estate.
Well, look at it like this. They got a bunch of water to put the fires out, but why the hell ain't they using it?
Well, you could say the same thing about why do people in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia have houses there. because that's Tornado Alley.
Alley, yeah.
Yeah.
Not so
Or
much
people in
Alabama.
Florida. And they
Yeah,
keep
Florida.
going back
Didn't make the
there
list.
and rebuilding it.
Everything wants to kill you in Florida, including the weather.
Damn, even the grounds are opening up to swallow people.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I do
I
think
watched.
we're at a major crossroads at a lot of events that's been happening.
Well, hold that thought because that's what's kind of going on with what
I
I
just
have
feel it,
planned for tonight.
like I said, it's coming to a crossroads. It's something, I think a lot of people can feel that. Could be wrong.
Well, we've been saying that for a couple of years. What?
I know, but it's just
We
slow
thought it
time.
We thought
It's
it was
gonna
going to
be
happen in
one little
2020.
thing. One little thing is going to be the tipping point.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
gonna
that's
over.
what we thought 2020 was going to be, and look at how that turned
No,
out.
Oh hell.
I didn't think that. I thought it was going to be the so-called election thingy.
Well, that's what I was saying. Is like that shit.
Yeah.
And they're talking about another I don't know if I can say this or not, lockdown coming.
Yeah, next week supposedly some bull crap.
Yeah.
All I can go by is what Pinball's title said. I didn't watch his video. I haven't been watching him like I used to.
That's where I got this from.
Okay.
But yeah, he did say that, starting next week,
Well-
they're talking about lockdowns again.
Well, let me just say my opinion. Bullshit. It ain't gonna happen.
Look at what's coming up, okay? Look at what happened last go round and what's coming up.
Yeah, there's going to
What-
be something that we have to mail in again.
Yeah, and they're talking about this lockdown on climate, some type of climate,
Which
whatever.
makes no sense at all.
Wait, you're
Everybody
talking
stay-
about hold
stay
up.
in.
You're talking about the voting, right?
Yeah.
We're in the prelude of 2024. What do you expect? They're fixing to push everything they can push on us all at once.
But
They got a lot of
okay.
fucking shit to come at us for a year,
yeah, they can throw it at us again, but it's a whole thing of fool me once,
Well, see,
shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me.
I think this is what Bushcraft was talking about. It could be a tipping point, okay? I think if they do try that again, it's going to be a damn good possibility that tipping point just got tipped.
Well, yeah,
They don't.
because the American people will say, "Oh no, not again."
Exactly.
I don't think it'll be like a lockdown, but I think we're seeing it right now. There's a lot of people that's without work, so they're going to be at home doing nothing.
Again,
Well-
another topic that's going to be covered tonight on my stream. So I suggest I'm not going to drag this on like I've been these last few nights, but I'm going to make this short, sweet, and to the point, and try not to babble on about random shit.
Well,
That's
now,
a good point.
I think it was on your show 101 that I said I had another dream and I wasn't going to talk about it. Well, I'm going to mention a little something about it here. In the future, we went under Marshall Dillon. I'm
Okay.
talking trucks, troops, the whole 9 yards coming in. And if you was seen outside, you got popped. Okay, plain and simple, no warning. That was a little bit of that dream. And I have mentioned a while back ago that I revealed 2 of them to Lake and TJ, which had the second one has just been revealed. And I'm not saying what it is.
Well, let me put it this way, Jeff. How many people are going to
Hear me?
go along with the program, if you will?
More than you would think.
Dude,
I'm not talking civilian. I'm talking the ones enforcing it upon the civilians.
More than you would think. Either way.
Now, wait a minute. Hang tight, and follow me on this. Hear me out. That's where I think that different countries is going to go into different countries to enforce this, because let's say Americans will not fire on the American people, but yet they will in other countries.
Yeah, because they're disassociated.
Right. That's what I think's fixing to happen.
So basically, they're going to bring in the United Nations.
Exactly.
No. Who?
You know, I've said a lot of things up in chat in the past, and it was says no. But come to find out what I've said, they're talking about doing, or they have done it. Now I go out there on a limb and I mention some shit, but yet within 6 months to a year, it's happened or is in the talks of happening.
Welcome to my world.
You know, it kind of, I mean.
Yeah, it floors you, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. But then again, you got people saying it ain't going to happen, which if this was 10 years ago, I'd be saying the same damn shit other people are saying. No, it can't happen, you know, like that. But you look at what's going on, because the laws are being broken as we speak. Everything. Yeah, we are not what we used to be.
Well, let me put it this way, Jeff.
I need to calm down.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, for one. And let me put it this way. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm saying that we won't let it happen, or that we'll put up a fight. Okay? They can do everything. They can throw everything at us at the kitchen, in the kitchen sink. You know, they always have, and they always will. We can't stop that from happening. What we can control, though, is how we react.
Exactly. Let me ask a question here.
Wait a minute before we get started. Do you know how to put it on subscriber mode?
No, that is what I was fixing to ask.
Because we have the little 12-year-old jerk that thinks he's a fraud.
Damn, he's still acting up.
Yeah.
Damn. I tried to give him a chance.
What's going on?
That's why I said on mine. I don't care you call me names or make fun of my channel or whatever, but when you start bad mouthing people in chat and the mods and stuff.
Okay. How do you go subscriber mode?
It'll be too hard to explain to you. You have to go into your studio and go to live or content, then lives, and then the live you're on, then customize, and then put it in subscriber mode.
Madonna mia.
If you followed that.
I know what you said, but
yeah.
I have no idea what the hell you said.
Thank you. That's what I was getting
at. Who said that? Who wanted me? Chef Kicker? I apologize. I do not know how. But by the end of this month, I'm going to figure it out.
Shit.
I thought you was a mod.
Shift is a mod, but there's a certain... that's just as complicated.
Yeah. He'll end up banning you, Shift.
Yeah. Shift.
Sorry.
Damn it.
Please don't press the red button.
Damn.
Don't hit the red X.
Step away from the keyboard.
Damn. Oh, fuck me.
Damn.
Jeff, do you want me to show you how? I'll bring up my screen and...
I need to do it, but what's going on in chat, right? I mean, what's going on up here in panel, I think is also important. What we talking about?
Well,
I'm gonna say to my mods, please just keep doing what you're doing for right now.
Fair enough. We'll handle it backstage.
I was going to say we'll be over at 101s in a bit anyway.
Yeah.
If you want, I
You
can
know.
start early, just to not deal with that crap.
That'd be fine. It'd be fine.
Yeah, no,
Because I mean, I
I'll show
have
you
to.
how
I'll 2,000 of his accounts.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
What was
But
it? 2,200.
he's already been they're on notice on him anyway because I was talking to support in chat and they were there watching him with
How do
his
you
other
pull?
accounts coming in.
Is that complicated to pull support up?
You can't do it.
Okay.
Only people who are monetized gets to chat with YouTube.
Because
Well,
money.
I praise all the people. You know, all my mods out there. I really do. I don't say it enough, but I really do, and I thank you.
We've gone to bat for each other for the past 3 years, all of us.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
best we stick together.
And there is times when I get in an uproar. Last thing I look at is chat. You know?
Yeah, that's why I was trying to get your attention because it's almost easier because all he's doing is going off and making an account, then coming back in. And
Yeah,
if you put it subscriber mode, he has to sit there and wait for that 10 minutes before he can type something.
You can set it all the way to 24 hours. Really piss his ass off. Because by the time it triggers for him to talk, well, the live will be over.
Well, the point that he has to wait 10 minutes is, and then get that name removed
Yeah.
is even better.
It's insane that somebody has that much time to create that many accounts and profiles.
I used
Thousands?
to deal with that shit when I played
Dude,
PS3 online. Oh my god, so many.
I
Well,
could
you
see if
know-
it was a bot, but this is like a real person.
Yeah.
Well, they hire people to do this shit.
Yeah,
Well,
how much do they?
It is literally their job. They go in there and they will make thousands of accounts to annoy the other side, and they pay them off. And anyway,
Yeah, it can't be worth it. It can't be.
You know, our streams really is to alert people to what's going on. You know, y'all are grown people. You got minds. You do what y'all think is right, but we're just here to more or less tell you what's going on and
we are
what
the first
we
line of
would do.
defense.
Yeah.
First responders. We're the ones to hit the big red button. Maybe not the nuclear button, but the oh shit's going on button.
Yeah.
Unless it's Jeff and then he hits the red X.
No, that's what.
Not that button.
That's what. I just hit the broadcast before I hit the big red X.
Anyway, I think I'll go get my stuff set up so we don't have to deal with this crap.
All right.
And I will see you guys in a few minutes.
And
It's for
I'm going to give my moderator's fingers a chance to die down. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. You know, I mean, whatever. What, you got any last words?
I don't know. We've survived 100% of our worst days so far.
Yeah.
How about you, Bushcraft? You got any last words? Anybody you want to highlight or anything like that?
No. Thanks, mods, for taking care of the garbage tonight.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Pray for Kermit the Frog. Hope he gets better.
That's why I don't mind him. It's just when he turns his attention to aggravating and when he starts
It goes to these
insulting
emotional
chat.
roller coasters.
Yeah, that goes too far.
Well, now, Bushcraft, are you going to have any guests tomorrow? Or
Yeah,
Okay.
this one's a good one too. It's somebody that
You still on?
I just came across out of the blue that is not in any other groups that I'm in or any lives I've seen.
Hmm.
They're in Idaho, way up in Idaho.
Been having some good guests though. You find some good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and when this is over with, I'm kind of gonna go and see a lawnmower carburetor get hooked to a car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There you go.
I still want to hear about that.
yeah, I want to see it. I can't see it working, but
Well, they got the trains that can go on the ocean now, so you might be in luck.
you might be. All right. With that, I'm going to end it here. And again, mods, I highly appreciate y'all more than you
Yeah.
know. And y'all have a good evening. And with that, we going to go over to 101s at what? He never did give a time. I'm going to say
He
at
said
10
he was going to
minutes
start
after.
it up. He was going to start it up.
Yeah.
Oh, he
anytime.
did?
Yeah, so
Anytime.
he might already be
Yeah, they ready.
talking.
Okay, okay. But y'all check out 101 tonight. He's got some news going on. That means I can't bullshit over there
Oh, no,
tonight.
that's you.
So, yeah, I saw that too. All right. Out. Y'all have a good one. Damn, I may
Peace,
even
love,
see
and
it now
bacon
on my
grease.
own channel. Barry. Oh.